Oh, mercy. It's another Wednesday. You know what that means. We're back again. Hey, let's get it on. Oh, there's a camera there. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 45. Oh my goodness. 45 of these. Yeah, that's a long time. You know, given some breaks here and there and stuff that happens. So, hey.
Oh, short.
Anyways, episode number 45 of our regular Wednesday night broadcast. Hey, everybody, what do you know? It's the Android Show. Yeah. As you can see tonight, I am wearing completely decked out in my Vancouver Canucks gear since my poor Seahawks. Wow, I was sending out the tweets, sending out the IMs about how great they were and how they beat Atlanta right up until about 30 seconds in the fourth quarter. Anyways, no sense in Monday night quarterbacking, Sunday night quarterbacking, whatever it is that they call it. Hockey season is starting this month. Yeah. Oh, I'm so stoked. And, yeah, I know it doesn't have much to do with tech or Android or anything, but I am a big hockey fan. Essentially, I got tired of the runaround from Seattle Mariners baseball. Really, MLB just sucks. So I needed to find a sport after football to fill in. Yeah, and I found hockey, and I love it. Some people would say that I'm part Canadian anyways, but I'm not. It's just a Seattle thing. So anyways, hey, thank you very much for joining us here tonight instead of watching that god-awful American Idol. I mean, what's up with Nicki Minaj? I mean, is that woman like plastic or what, man? Jeez, and I think myself and even Vinny here are much more attractive than Nicki Minaj, especially Vincent. He's got that baby face. He moisturizes every night, you know, so he's got that smooth, clear skin. You're supposed to laugh at that, guys. Yeah. You got to unmute yourself, Vincent. You're muted.
I didn't know I was supposed to talk.
Well, I didn't do it. Oh, well. Well, this is a show that we talk on, so yeah.
All right. So that was my introduction, babyface Vinny. Yeah,
I'm sure that the skin cream that you stole from your wife is a reason. It's actually doing its job. It looks great, but I got diverted by talking about sports as I often do. But I'll go ahead and I'll finish the intro. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us on the Android Show, now available on #Android. And I got to say, I was just saying in the chat room that the response has been very good. This is our second broadcast on this show, on this site, and this audio is archived up at blogtalkradio.com/#Android. No, I'm sorry, blogtalkradio.com/The Android Show. So you can subscribe to the RSS feed there, and you can get this in your RSS reader every day. It's usually available about an hour after we go off the air, so you can listen to it the next day, or whatever. If you happen to miss a show, you can subscribe and listen to the audio, or you can check out the video broadcast over on our YouTube channel as well. Anyways, today's date is Wednesday, January 16th, 2013. Currently 6 p.m. Pacific time. A little bit after. I'm your host. My name is Scotty Brown, broadcasting from beautiful Puget Sound, Washington. And if you don't think it's beautiful, check out my Google Plus page. I just posted a picture of the sunset off of my deck here, and man, while it's been bitter cold, like down into the 20s at night, it's been clear skies. It's been absolutely gorgeous. I'm being asked in the chat room as well. Last week I had my blue mohawk. Anytime the Seahawks make it to the playoffs, I cut my hair in dye it blue. So I have a blue mohawk. Well, after Sunday, I had to do the shave of shame, and while it's not shaved, I still have a little bit of a mohawk left. What's funny is you can still see some of the blue, which is really embarrassing. And you see, I kind of got a bleach burn right there, man. So the price for beauty is high. Yeah, God, that hurt, man. But anyways, yeah. So here we are. Oh, there's my daughter bringing me food. Thank you, honey. I'm not going to eat on the air. Just take it upstairs and I'll eat afterwards. Okay. Thank you, babe. That's Atlantis. That's my 11-year-old. She's a good kid. So, anyways, this guy over here, this is my co-host. He's the editor. He's the man who writes everything that happens on hashtag. This is Vinny Messina. What's up, buddy? Hey.
Hello.
So, you're sick, huh?
Yeah, that flu finally caught up with me.
Yeah. It's funny, it doesn't affect your accent any. I was kind of hoping to hear what a real sick East Coast accent sounded like,
I guess it sounds the same. Sick, healthy, whatever. We still have that New York accent.
Absolutely. And I don't know, do you have the chat room up, Vincent?
I should, yeah.
If you take a look over in the chat room, you'll see that our good friend Roman Berg from AOKP has joined the chat. Hello, Roman. Nice to thank you for joining us, buddy. Appreciate it. Much love. We got to get him on the air. When we do an Android After Dark, we're going to have to get Roman on the air because Roman, after a couple drinks, is one of the best to have on the show. The shirt comes off, and he just gets down and dirty. He'll tend to drink so much that he passes out at the desk while still on the air. He's a hoot. So tonight's agenda, we're going to talk some news that's been filtering out for the last week. All of the items that we talk about on this show are taken directly from #Android.com. We implore you to stick us into your favorite RSS feed, RSS reader. Subscribe to us and check out the site. Vinny's great, right? Is it okay if I call you Vinny? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Whatever, doesn't matter to me. Vinny's Vince, Vincent.
It's the whole East Coast thing, man. Anybody named Vincent from the East Coast has got to be Vinny. I mean, that's just
as long as you don't spell it with an IE, I'm okay.
No, that's Vinny, not Vinny.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how people spell my name Scotti or IE, and it's like my name's not Scotty, it's Scotty. There's a huge difference. So, anyway, well, as I was saying, Roman is awesome for After Dark, and then again back to the agenda tonight. Everything that we discuss is stuff that we pulled directly from #Android.com. Vincent works his ass off. I mean, he's our only writer right now, and he stays on top of things. He's constantly writing stuff. He's always on the mark. We get some breaking stuff occasionally that we try to get out in a timely fashion. But please read our stuff, enjoy it, comment, share it, love us. Our goal, and I said this last week, our goal really isn't to be the biggest Android site out there. Really, that's not what we're about. Our goal is to be one of the best. And there's a lot of great sites out there. We just want to be in that club as well. And I think between Vincent handling the writing and myself handling the media side, I kind of think we've got a winning team here. I don't know. I enjoy working with you, Vince. And,
ditto. And just be patient. We're just getting off the ground, and like Scotty said, right now I'm at the helm of just about everything, and I'm trying not to destroy the site with a bad semicolon in the code or something. So as I work all that out, we'll get more content and reviews and stuff like that. But it's gonna get there.
And this is, really we do this because it's, we enjoy it, we have fun, and we like to be part of the community as well. I mean, there's a certain aspect of being involved that is pretty badass. So tonight, first we're going to talk about, I want to touch a little bit on this magical Nexus 7 that popped up on the Play Store with the T-Mobile SIM in it. And also the Nexus 4 is finally being restocked, I guess. Now, the T-Mobile stores have had Nexus 4s. I think it was only a regional thing for a while, but then now T-Mobile's going to go and blow it out full nationwide in all their stores. They're going to drop the Nexus 4 in these stores. However, there's some discrepancies between specifically the price regarding what T-Mobile's selling the device for and what you could get it for on the Play Store. So let's touch on the Nexus 4 stuff first, Vince. So give me the rundown, man. It's what? It's $500 if you buy it off contract in the T-Mo store?
Yeah, I think they have it subsidized as well for like $199, which I would say would be your best bet, but I wouldn't pay $500 for it. I mean, I seriously do not think the Play Store will get any more Nexus 4s. That's my honest opinion. So if you really, really want it, then I think T-Mo is going to be your only route.
I'm really surprised at that $500 price point. I'm imagining maybe Google got them at a way better price than T-Mobile did or something to Yeah, or maybe they're just used to selling devices at that price point, so they're going off the ignorance of their vast majority of their of their customers. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think for the discrepancy? What's up with that?
It's got to be the ignorance, the lack of education. I mean, how many people are going to walk into a T-Mobile store and actually know that Google Play even sells devices? I mean, uh, it's. I think that's what they're banking on, but you never know. I don't. I heard they're not stocking that many, although today's news said they're going to bump that up a little bit. But how many devout people who follow Google, follow everything, are really going to walk into a T-Mobile store and pay $150 extra for the device? I mean, you got to really want it.
Yeah, not anybody that has half a lid of what's going on. One thing I forgot to mention as well is this is an interactive program. So if you got something you want to weigh in on, you want to call in, we do have a viewer line open. 347-838-9645 is the phone number. It's a New York number, but call from your cell phone. It doesn't matter where it's at. 347-838-9645 is the telephone number. If you want to get in on the conversation, these are. I don't have a call screener, so we put you cold on the air without being screened. Please, for the love of God, sound halfway intelligent and do not drop the F-bomb. I don't care if you say shit. I don't care if you say damn. I don't care if you say piss. But anything F-bomb or worse, and we all know what those other worse words are, I swear to God, I'll give out your phone number on the air, and you won't like that. So if you got some comments, you want to call in, 347-838-9645 is the number. And when we start giving away stuff later, because Vince told me he's got some stuff that he wants to give away, that's how we're going to do it, is you're going to need to call in order to win stuff from us. And last week we gave away a bunch of stuff. We gave away some play cards. And what else?
That might have been it. I think we ran out of time. I don't even remember.
I know we got some other stuff. We gave away an Ingress code last week. And,
yeah. That was the trouble. We were having a hard time giving away an Ingress code.
Yeah. I had a second one that I was going to give away, but no one wanted it, so I ended up giving it to Nicole. So Nicole's on Ingress now too. So sorry, guys. Anyways, get that number 347-838-9645. I'll drop it in the chat room. 347-838-9645. There you go. So anyway, so the Nexus 4s are going to be $150 extra at the T-Mobile stores versus what you could get it from Google Play, if you could get them from Google Play. There's been a lot of finger pointing back and forth between LG and Google about who's kind of the fault, why the orders haven't been filled. You know what? Just quit this, man.
Let me just say something. I didn't really know who to blame at first, but I'm starting to lean towards LG only because I saw they put out their what they expect to sell in 2013. I think it was only something like 45 million smartphones, and that includes Windows Phone 8 smartphones, Android smartphones. So if that's their total goal for this whole entire year, I can't imagine they made that many Nexus 4s.
Right. The number was 75 million. Yeah. I know.
Well, that was total phones, not smartphones.
Oh, okay. I see.
Only 45 million smartphones.
Oh, okay. I see now. And that's one of my talking points tonight that we'll get to here in a second. So the Nexus 4 should be hitting your T-Mobile stores the next couple of days. If you really, 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 really want one, buy them off contract for $500 or $199 on contract. Myself, I'm not a big fan of the whole contract thing, but maybe you might be, so you can get one cheap. Now the Nexus 7 has hit the Play Store with T-Mobile SIMs in them. You can get them with T-Mobile SIMs. The only difference between this Nexus 7 and the Nexus 7 that comes with HSPA now for AT&T is just the SIM card's different. So this kind of ties into something that Vince, I think you and I need to have a little discussion about. I've thought for some time now that there's some kind of relationship between Google and T-Mobile. It's kind of like they're having an affair or something and don't want anybody to know about it. I mean, that's the best kind of adjective I could use, is that they're having an affair, and they each got other boyfriends and other girlfriends, whatnot going on, but they keep coming back to each other. And seeing stuff like this, they've released Nexus devices specifically through T-Mobile. The Nexus 4 is now specifically sold either Play or T-Mobile. You can't get it at AT&T stores. And they've done this for a while with T-Mobile, and they seem to be holding hands and skipping merrily down the road. What do you think, Vinny, as far as their relationship goes? Is this a special relationship? Maybe are they working towards more, or are they just kind of casually dating? What do you think?
I don't know. There's definitely something going on. I don't know if it's more out of spite from the other carriers, or if they truly have some kind of love thing going on. I mean, they have been around since the get-go, so you got to respect that. But I think the recent developments, Verizon, I think, just pushed Google over the edge with the Galaxy Nexus, and now they're just hell bent on taking down CDMA carriers.
I would agree with that. Verizon really dropped the ball with the Galaxy Nexus and really ruined the whole spirit of it being a Nexus device on their network. I've had this theory for a while, and maybe not a theory, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a pipe dream, whatever, and others have kind of felt the same way about this. So, I really think that Google needs to invest or purchase T-Mobile or something. They just need to out and out do it. They need to put a ring on it is what they got to do. Okay. Because I'm telling you, man, since day one, since the G1 came out, Google and T-Mobile they've been bed buddies, and, they're always willing to work together. T-Mobile needs another entity to step in, purchase them, and save their butts from Deutsche Telekom. All right. And I keep, Russell Hawley makes fun of me because anytime anybody mentions it, he's like, Scotty Brown thinks that too. But, really think about it. Give us what Google's doing in the world of being an ISP in Kansas City. With Google Fiber, they're completely rewriting the rule book on being on American ISPs. And somebody needs to come along and rewrite the rule book for wireless carriers in the United States. I mean, we're getting just shafted left and right as far as costs go, and data throttles and data caps and stuff. So some entity needs to come in and rewrite the rule book. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for Google to come in, pick up T-Mobile. It would be a great investment. They would have a customer service force built right in, because everybody knows Google sucks at customer service. They'd already have a customer service force built right in. They'd have retail stores that they could not only showcase just the device, the phones and whatnot, but their other products. I mean, it just seems like a natural fit. Vince, I mean, am I off base here? What do you think?
I mean, it's a great dream, but in reality, I think, I don't know, it's a lot tougher than that. A lot. They just bought Motorola. There'd be a huge conflict of interest, considering most of the Motorola devices go out to Verizon. So I really don't know how they pull it off, but if I'd have anyone do it, I would like it to be Google.
No, you think it's a conflict of interest because Motorola devices go off to Verizon, but I can equate this as Samsung makes their own phones and whatnot, but then they also sell LCD panels over to Apple for their competitive product as well. So I don't really see. I mean, there might be a conflict of interest, but it can still work out one way or another. And that was at least until Apple, took their ball and went home and got angry at Samsung. As far as
because obviously there was some sort of conflict of interest going on there. Samsung was either poking around and taking things for themselves, or who knows what was going on behind closed doors. But obviously it didn't work out.
Well, it didn't work out because it came down to competition. And that's fine. I mean, again, we saw how Verizon completely botched the Nexus project on their network. That doesn't mean that Motorola still can't sell their stuff, and Motorola is supposed to be acting as a complete separate entity from Google. Google owns them, but they're doing their own thing, man. They got their own CEO, they got their own board of directors, they got their own stuff going on. So Google really doesn't have their fingers in it.
Well, that's easier said than done, I think. I'd like to believe that, but I mean, if they can stay, away from each other and not, I don't know. I don't see it happening. No. I see the influence coming in already. You see Motorola talking about having quicker updates and changing their skin to be a little more Android vanilla, friendly. So you already see the influence there.
Well, but you hear him talking about stuff, but you don't hear him doing. You don't see him doing anything. Google bought Motorola almost a year ago, and what Motorola hasn't really released a lot in the last couple months, as far as Android goes. So, I don't know where they're going with that. But anyways, it's a pipe dream, I guess. Maybe it's a different kind of dream, that someday Google would pick up T-Mobile and, myself, call me a fanboy, call me a realist, call me whatever. But you know what, man? If I could have Google Internet, Google TV, Google Phone, Google Water Department, whatever, dude, I'd be down for it because they've always provided a superior product at a reasonable cost when there is a cost. No, that's just me. I just think that they would do a really good job of coming in and shaking up the wireless industry. So, again, if you guys in the chat room, your viewers, if you guys have something you want to add to this conversation, feel free to give me a call at 347-838-9645 is the number. 347-838-9645. Give me a jingle. We'll get you on the air and we'll chit chat here in a little bit. So, anything else on the Nexus stuff, Vincent, you want to talk about?
No, I'll put my 2 cents in there and say that the Nexus 4 was by far the biggest Nexus disappointment for me overall, even worse than the Verizon Galaxy Nexus. So I wasn't happy.
Why do you say that? Do you own one or have you played with one yet?
No, I have no desire to own one. To me, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. I have no desire to own an iPhone or an all-glass back device that I can shatter in 2 seconds. I need way more storage than is offered. It's just not a good device for me. And I'm on Verizon, so
sure.
I can't even own one, so it doesn't matter.
My family, we're all T-Mobile customers. We got a T-Mobile family plan, and the thought has crossed my mind, because I usually always rush out and buy the latest Nexus device. This is the first one that I haven't. Nicole and I, we both rock Galaxy Nexuses, and we've both been extremely happy with them. And my Galaxy Nexus performs flawlessly, and so I don't see, besides the cool factor, I guess, of having an N4, I don't see the appeal in dropping some extra cash, an extra $350 to $500 for one. I hear the screens are great. I hear they're beautiful devices. I hear they're awesome. But as far as the OS goes, I got the latest OS on my phone right now. So, and I'm pretty happy with the Galaxy Nexus hardware. I can't complain. All right, man. Well, let's move along. Today, Sprint crawled out from underneath their rock. And they did something that they don't often do, which is talk about their LTE network. Sprint's LTE network, in case you didn't know, they actually do have one. For those of you that A, are on Sprint, and B, are in an area where they've launched, Sprint came out and said that they're going to light up their LTE in 28 more cities. However, they did not give a definitive time date. They said in the coming months. And Sprint does not have the best record of meeting deadlines, but I'm going to run down the list of 28 cities here, since you guys know where they're lighting up the LTE at. Albany, Georgia; Anderson, South Carolina; Bay City, Michigan; Branson, Missouri; Bremerton, Silverdale, Washington. That's where I grew up. Columbus, Georgia; Columbus, Mississippi; Decatur, Alabama; Florence, Alabama; Gadsden, Alabama; Gaffney, South Carolina; Gettysburg, Pennsylvania; Glasgow, Kentucky; Homosassa Springs, Florida. Homosassa Springs, Florida. Hot Springs, Arizona; Lake City, Florida; Lake Havasu, Kingman, Arizona; Midland, Michigan; Nacogdoches, Texas; something or other, Eunice, Louisiana; Oxford, Mississippi; Paris, Texas; Pittsfield, Massachusetts; Saginaw, Michigan; Spartanburg, South Carolina; The Villages, Florida; Waycross, Georgia; and Winona, Minnesota. So, boom. If you're on Sprint and you're in one of those select areas, most of which I've never heard of before, you should have LTE lighting up in the next few months. If you get it, send us a screenshot or send us an email or something. Let us know what you think of it. Is it everything that you expected it to be? It's nice to see Sprint expanding their LTE network. I've reviewed Sprint phones in the past, and WiMAX is such a complete and utter joke failure of a network that it's nice to see them doing something to make their customers happy. Now, Vince, have you had the pleasure of operating a Sprint device on their LTE network yet?
Um, yes, I believe I have. I think I had the Galaxy Note 2,
Uh-huh.
or I think I had the Note 2 on Sprint. I could be wrong. It's been a while, but it, it it was okay. I mean, nothing to write home about. But this current list reminds me of the T-Mobile remarks at CES about Verizon covering the
The Dust Bowl.
Dust Bowl or something. But hey, at least they have an LTE network. That's all I can say.
Is that a dig on T-Mobile?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Must track
Well, you know,
in
T-Mobile.
cities,
Oh,
Portland,
stupid thing.
San Diego survey results.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry, it happens every week. You know, T-Mobile, while they have yet to deploy their LTE network, being a fan, or excuse me, being a customer and a fan of their service for the most part, their HSPA Plus rocks along just fine. And I've reviewed Verizon. I've reviewed more Verizon devices than any other carrier, and I've been happy with Verizon's LTE, but I've been equally as happy with T-Mobile's HSPA. So I think one is apples and one is oranges, but they're both fruit, you know, so it's kind of the same thing. It's just different flavors of fruit. So yeah, Sprint customers, hallelujah. You get yourself some LTE. Let us know how that goes if you're in one of the markets. 347-838-9645 is the number to call in. 347-838-9645. We are right on schedule. LG has set their goals for this year for total device sales. Vincent, you said, now let's see, the number I got here is that they aim to sell 75 million handsets in 2013, but what was the number that was smartphones?
I believe 45 million.
45 million. So 45 million are supposed to be smartphones. 30 million are going to be the clamshell phones that you buy from Radio Shack for your mom and dad. Wow. Why such a low number? I mean, Samsung, Samsung, does that in a month. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Why the low number?
I don't know. I mean, it shows me a lack of confidence. That's all I see in it. I don't, maybe they want to brag later on in the year and say, hey, we met our goal, but that's just, like you said, it's ridiculous. Samsung has sold more than that with Galaxy S3s alone in less than a year. So that's pretty sad if that's your goal for 2013. That's
Right.
not a great comeback.
Are you thinking maybe, truthfully, LG doesn't really have much market share. They're being kind of realistic. Samsung right now is, the Android market share is just dominated by Samsung. And so maybe they're being realistic. What surprises me, though, is this was a worldwide number, right? And and worldwide includes Korea and China. And LG is a Korean company, and the Koreans love buying their own stuff, and so that number being so low surprises me when you figure in China, Korea, Japan, and whatnot. So, Rob Cook here says maybe they set the goal so low that when they blow it out, their stock jumps up. But Rob, my response to that is keep in mind that the smartphone or the cell phone division of LG is minuscule compared to everything else they do, from TVs to home appliances and et cetera, et cetera. So, I don't know. We're just going to have to kind of see how this one plays out. Why they would have so low a number, it just kind of stupefies me.
Yeah, I don't. When you talk about Samsung, a couple of years back, I can remember vividly people swearing up and down, swearing Samsung off because they had devices that weren't that old and weren't getting the latest update and this and that. Oh, yeah. And I've never seen a company turn around like Samsung.
Right.
They said, to hell with this, and they started putting out devices. They started getting the latest updates. I mean, you still get those devices that are left behind here and there, but for the most part, I mean, Samsung really turned it around. And if LG wanted to do that, it should have started with the Nexus 4. But right. I don't see it happening now.
Vince, I'm totally with you. I do remember when Samsung was making promises left and right about updating their devices to somewhat current Android OSs, and they'd give deadlines and then just forget about them. I mean, they would just blow. A month later they'd be like, "What update?" We don't know what you're talking about. And but you're right. They started unlocking stuff and started working with the developers. I know Samsung has done some stuff with CyanogenMod and Team Douche they hired Steve Kondik. So I think that you're right. You're absolutely right. They did turn themselves around, and now look at how it's benefited them. I mean, is it a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But now, they just blew Apple out of the water as far as units shipped goes.
And you know what company I see doing what Samsung did? I see Sony following in those footsteps. They started reaching out to devs. They're starting to push out some decent devices. I think Sony's going to, if anything, Sony will be the company to make the comeback this year.
If Sony learns from their past mistakes. Now, so see, Sony, my experience with Sony has usually been in home electronics, and Sony always comes up with just this really brilliant bitchin' tech. I mean, they come up with some cool stuff. Mini discs, you guys remember mini discs? Those things were awesome. The problem is they wouldn't license it to let anybody else use it. So they'd come up with this great tech and this great hardware and stuff, and then they like Betamax for VCR. But those of you guys that are under 30 probably don't know what this is, but a VCR is a big machine that used to put these tapes into and play videos, and before CDs and DVDs came out. But Betamax was a Sony invention as well, and Betamax was far superior to VHS. The resolution was better. You didn't have to. I think it was a continuous loop tape. I mean, it was just it was awesome, and they didn't license anything. So I'm with you on this. Now I agree that if Sony follows the same rules as Samsung, yeah, I'm totally with you. The problem is I think that what Sony's going to need to do is they're going to need to give up some of that control that they're so used to. Sony they're control freaks. They're in that respect, they're kind of like Apple. They may not necessarily want a walled garden, but they've always been real secretive about about their hardware, about their code and everything. So, I think it'd be pretty awesome if because their hardware, I no lie, their Xperia line it's sexy. It looks good, and hell, I'd love to see an Xperia Nexus. I mean, I don't know. What do you think of that, Vince? You the Xperia Nexus?
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I mean, I think Sony can do great things if they want to. Like you said, I mean, they have I just think they're more scared of opening up their PlayStation franchise to anything. I think that's what it is more than anything, because I saw they just shut down something not too long ago with people in PlayStations downloading some games or something. I don't remember what it was. But at the same time, then they're opening up their dev program with the what is it, what's Sony's game store there for Android? Forget the name of it.
I have no idea.
They're like giving away games for free this week, and they're trying to open it up, more to get people interested. So I don't know. It looks like they're trying, then it looks like they're not trying. Hopefully they get it together, but I would like to see a nice Sony Nexus. I think that would kick ass.
Yeah, their hardware is pretty bitchin'. I don't think anybody could disagree that their hardware is bitchin'. So I'm with you. All right, let's move on to our next topic here, and then we got some stuff to give away to you guys, and we're gonna wrap this up. So Samsung recently came out swinging their big one, saying that they are selling 190,000 Galaxy S3 devices per day. Think about this number, people. 190,000 devices of Galaxy S3 devices. That's not the Notes, the Notes 2, the S2s, the Nexus, none of that. This is just one. This is one model number. Almost 200,000 of these units being sold per day, and they did this over Flickr. The notes I have here say overall the Galaxy S line, the whole line, has managed to sell over 100 million units over 2 years and 7 months. So the entire Galaxy, the Galaxy S line has sold over 100 million units in less than 3 years. Among those units, the Galaxy S2 model led the pack with an impressive 190,000 units being sold per day. and an overall sales figure of 40 million in just 7 months. These numbers right here, this is why these guys are dominating Android right now. Vinny, you talked about it earlier, how they were kind of, they were dropping the ball with the developers. Then they turn their shit around, and look, they're selling devices left and right. What is it do you think about Samsung's devices? Let's take the developer portion out of the equation, Vince. Take the developer side a minute. Let's just talk about the hardware, the software, the marketing, everything else about the whole Samsung Android ecosphere. What is it that they're doing right to sell so many units? And please don't say ripping off Apple.
Let me tell you, in my opinion, Samsung is doing everything right. You're going to get tons of people and haters out there that call Samsung's products plastic and crap and this and that. But out of all the products I've used recently, I've never been more happier than I am with Samsung products. They provide me, the user, with everything that I want. Removable storage, removable batteries. I know these things aren't for everyone, but these things are what I want. And they're the only company allowing users to have all this. And in my opinion, giving those options is better than not giving them. Even if someone doesn't use them, maybe someone's never going to take their battery out. Maybe someone's never going to use a micro SD or something. But at least put it in there. I mean, why not? I mean, you hear all these reasons for keeping storage on the device and whatnot, but overall, Samsung gives me everything I want. I've been happy with their updates. I've been happy with just about everything. Like you said, they've hit the marketing. They went after Apple. They made themselves, known to everyone. You see the commercial and you laugh when they make fun of Apple or whatever, because they built an awareness around their devices, as well as releasing all their devices on all the carriers, and that's huge.
Yeah. They've made the S3 available, I mean, damn near everywhere. Even regional carriers have the S3. Even prepaid carriers, Boost Mobile carries the S3. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I think they've made this phone available, their products available to damn near everybody. And it's funny, as I just realized as we're having this discussion, if you'd asked me this a year ago, I would have told you I was a total HTC fan. Because I loved HTC phones, from the Galaxy, from the G1 to the I had the Sensation, I've had the Nexus one. I mean, I've had tons of HTC devices, and so has my family. But now, I just now realized that of the 4 lines that I have on my T-Mobile account, 3 of them have Samsung phones on them, and one of them has a HTC One S on it. And when thinking about it now, I'm really happy with Samsung products. A year ago, I wouldn't have been. I'd have been like, screw that. I'm not down for the Samsung stuff because, I hated TouchWiz and whatnot. But, I got a Galaxy Nexus. There's no TouchWiz. The build quality is great. I got some accessories for it. You're right. The screen is good. They've made them accessible to everybody. So. I guess I kind of went from being an HTC fanboy to being a Samsung fanboy. I'd sure like HTC to try their hardest to get me back, though. I mean,
not if they come out with that iPhone lookalike.
Did you see that thing? Yeah, man, I saw the photo of it. Those of you guys that haven't seen this yet, there's supposedly a leaked image of this of the new HTC device, and it looks like. What's the Motorola phone that has the edge-to-edge screen? It looks kind of like that, but with white trim on the top and the bottom, and I don't know, man. I'm HTC used to make just some sexy hardware. Yeah, the M, that's it, the Motorola M, the Droid M. They used to do this really, with really cool brushed metals and different, earthy colors. HTC just had some wicked, beautiful hardware, and this looks like they kind of sold out a little bit, a lot of it. It does not appeal to me at all. So, you want to give some stuff away, Vince?
Sure. Who is? First, I want to give a shout out to Death in the chat, and a loyal reader. If you don't know who he is, he makes some pretty cool things, and he just released a Freddy Krueger Android Mini collectible that's pretty kick-ass. And I mean, he's selling it on something, Etsy or whatever that site is.
Etsy,
And
yeah.
you know, if you're into collectibles, then you might want to check that out. But I brought that up because I have a collectible actually to give away. This is Frankie Frost here, and he was the winter edition of 2012. So I don't know if any of you are missing him, but here's your chance to add him to your collection.
So we got a Frankie Frost to give away. That's awesome.
I have some Android magnets to give away as well from the Android Foundry over there with the Andrew Bell and all them. So some magnets for your fridge. And last but not least, a Android cat. You've seen this before.
Dude, screw those guys, man. Send that to me, man. Jeez. I'll take a minute. Well, since we're going to talk about it, I'll take a minute and talk a little bit about Death Becomes You, because nobody knows his real name. I met Death face to face at the Big Android Barbecue 2011, and this guy, he comes to the barbecue and he is in his full freaking getup, man. So he's wearing. Let's say this is in Texas, Austin, Texas, and it's 110 freaking degrees outside. And this cat shows up in a full latex mask. He's wearing this lab coat. He's wearing gloves. He's wearing heavy jeans and big boots, and he's got an apron on. This guy, I'm surprised he didn't have a freaking heat stroke. All right. I mean, the dude was just, he was like wearing a garbage bag. I mean, the guy was just, But I got a hug, and we hung out a little bit. He showed me his, he's got a Scion XB. That the license plate is Little Hearse, and it's painted black, and he's got some bitchin' window graphics that have like a cemetery in it and with some zombies, and he's got curtains in the windows like a hearse, and he's got some shovels up on the roof rack. And he's just bitching. Anyways, about Death, he's an astounding artist. The guy's amazing. He made me. Where is it? Oh, hold on just a second. I got to get this, Vince. Hold on. I got to show you this.
Yep.
You'll love this.
Can't listen.
So Death is a phenomenal artist, and he works in I think it's porcelain or something. But he sent me a little zombie droid, little zombie bug droid that's just really, really cool. He was one of the first people that ever sent me anything, and this guy sits.
Google
Oh shush. This usually sits on my desk, but I was cleaning my desk off, so I put it up on my bookshelf. But he's even got a little bit of brains showing right there, and he's got the blood going. This guy's just great, man. He handmade this, and the guy's great. And also, so I used to run a website called Android Activist, and this was our mascot, was our little blue guy with a bullhorn, and he made a bunch of these for me to give out to my writers when we shut the site down. And the guy's a talented artist. And do I see the G in the brain? I do. I do see the G. I never noticed that. But anyways, he has an Etsy store. He made a kick-ass tissue box monster tissue box cover that looks pretty cool. So yeah, the guy Death. I can't say enough good things about him. He's a sweetheart of a man. He's a talented artist. He's got that Freddy Krueger, the Freddy Krueger droid going on over on his Etsy store that he's selling. That really is just phenomenal. So he's a great community member, and he's a really great artist too. So make sure you check his stuff out. So Vince, we got the Frost droid, and we got a hat, and what else we got to give away?
Android magnets.
Android magnets. So we'll go ahead and we'll open up the phone lines now. We'll start taking some calls. 347-838-9645 is the number. 347-838-9645 is the number. Give us a call. We'll start taking callers, and if I pick up your line, we've got 3 items to give away. We'll let you pick what you want first, and then the second caller will get the second item that they want, and the third caller will get what's left over. So 347-838-9645 is the number. Give us a call. There's not too many of you guys watching, so your chances are pretty good. I'm showing 22 people in the chat room. showing over here. So there's more than 22 people watching. They're probably watching on YouTube and stuff. So hey, I'll take that for our second week. All right, 347-838. 347-838-9645 is the number. Let's pull this right here. Area code 313. You're on the air. Who's this?
This is Rob.
Rob, what's up, buddy?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Well, Vince is sick. Vince has 104-degree temperature, but he's a trooper.
Yeah, that's a champ right there.
Yeah.
My topic kind of was, I don't know if this has probably been burned out before, about Sprint and the LTE. This how they seem to be rolling it out to all these cities. But I don't know if you guys maybe feel, and I kind of speak for everyone, like maybe they owe some of these customers something, because I've been buying those 4G phones since the original, since the Evo 4G came out, and I've never once seen a lick of 4G anywhere where I'm at.
It's an interesting concept, Vinny. What do you think of that?
No, I agree with him. Sprint definitely started selling their 4G and LTE phones before they ever even had a network, which was a little I think type of, I don't know, misleading, or it was a bad practice if you ask me. At least T-Mobile, yeah, okay, maybe they don't have a LTE network yet, but for the most part they've held off on selling LTE phones. So yeah, I mean, do they owe anybody anything? I don't know, because when you bought the phone you knew they didn't have an LTE network. But it would be nice of them to start revving things up for people.
The converse could be true then. So people who have WiMAX-enabled phones, now that WiMAX has kind of gone to the side, do they owe the WiMAX phone owners something? Do they?
I mean, I'd say no, because when WiMAX first hit, it was ahead of everybody else, and people jumped on Sprint, and they had the 4G speed, and I mean, it was cool for them at the time. They had the little rocket ship commercials and stuff, so they enjoyed some fun, for a little bit there. They got to make fun of their friends and say, haha, my phone's faster. So
for about 2 weeks.
Maybe it was a little smart by them to do it, because when they rolled out those 4G phones, everybody jumped on it. But in the end, you kind of feel like you're just getting ripped off the whole time because you haven't seen it.
You bring up a good point, but the thing is there's right now, Verizon and AT&T both have LTE networks, and T-Mobile has an HSPA Plus network that's just as fast for the most part as LTE. So the question begs, why would you jump from one carrier to another just because of that feature that you can buy everywhere else? Now, if I can't even think of an analogy, that it's not like it's specific to Sprint, and they're not giving it to you. It's not like it's bait and switch,
Right.
Let's do this. Rob, why don't we give you our first prize tonight? Which do you want? Do you want the Andy? Do you want the ball cap or the magnets?
I'll go for the Andy.
Go for the Andy. Nice. So, Rob has just won himself the Frost Droid Andy thing. Are you, I saw your name. Are you Rob Cook in the chat room?
Yeah.
Okay, so do me a favor. Send a private message over to the #Android account in chat. That's Vincent with your name, address, and phone number and all that stuff, and he'll get that sent out to you right away, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, brother. Thanks a lot much for playing. Awesome. Good guy, man. All right, 347-838-9645 is the number. 347-838-9645 is the call-in number. We got two more things. We got the hat. Where'd you get that hat from, Vince?
Where did I get it? I think I got it on the official online Google store.
So you paid like $30 to ship it to you, huh?
I don't think this was that bad. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But,
I see so much stuff on there I want to buy. So I wanted to buy their they had a bunch of Andy Bug Droid prints at my office. I don't know if I can show you guys. In my office, I've got a lot of prints like this. I've got a lot of Android related prints like these guys over here. They're all. I got some beer ones too, but anyways, I got Android related prints and stuff, and I wanted to buy a bunch from the Google store, the store.google.com, whatever. and they were really cool, man. They were inexpensive. I was like down, but they were like $8 a piece to ship to me. And I'm like, are you kidding? I don't live in Zimbabwe or Afghanistan or some shit. I don't know why they're gonna. So I ended up going a different route and buying these, but they're pretty awesome. So 347.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're absolutely right with the shipping. There was a point in time where I was giving away a lot of stuff, and I would get some of it from their store. And a couple times I just said the hell with it, and I gave people virtual gift cards to the store because I was just like the shipping just getting a little out of hand.
You want to buy a $5 coffee mug? That's great, but you're going to spend $20 to have it shipped to you. It's like, come on, man. Get real. So 347-838-9645 is the number. Let's pull up area code 605. 605, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hi, it's Alicia.
Alicia. I know a song.
Yes.
There's a song that maybe, I don't know. How you doing, Alicia? What's going on?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you?
Well, just doing a little show. I'm about four beers in, and so I'm feeling no pain. Vincent is hopped up on Theraflu and NyQuil. So, yeah. Oh, Vincent, by the way, you got to try this. So if you're having a hard time sleeping at night, because when I was sick, I couldn't sleep shit, man. So NyQuil has put out this stuff called Z-Quil, and it's like Unisom. It's like Tylenol PM or something. I took a shot of that, and then 30 minutes later, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. That stuff is great. So,
well, I do want to wake up.
Well, yeah, okay, but 8 or 10 hours later. So, Alicia, what's going on, girl? How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm working, so I'm not quite as good as you guys are, but I'm doing good.
This is work. I mean, we're working, aren't we?
I know.
Yes, we're working.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but your job is fun, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, but it's still work. I mean, so where are you at? Your area code 605. Where are you calling from?
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
South Dakota. So you're along the northern edge there. Okay. How's the weather? Is it colder than shit? I bet it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's freezing.
Yeah, figures. All right. So we got two prizes that we're giving away. We've got the magnets or the ball cap. Which one do you want, Alicia?
I'll go with the ball cap.
Oh, darn you. I wanted the ball cap. Okay. So you got the ball cap.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Vince, you got something you want to say?
I was just gonna say, make sure that's cool because I know she's at work and everything. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. What do you do for work?
What do I do for work? I own a cleaning business.
You're hired. Come on out. I hate housework. Jesus, it's nuts. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna put you on hold, and I'm gonna tell everybody in the chat room to hold on for a second. And I'm gonna come on the phone with you, and I'm gonna get your contact info. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so just sit tight for a second. Vince, why don't you sing some show tunes or something while I get her contact info, okay?
All
right, Alicia, you there? You guys can still hear me, can't you, Vince?
I can hear you.
Oh, man, I bet you they can still hear me in the chat room, too. I don't want to, hear.
Watch what you say.
On. Alicia, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Vince, can you hear her?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. How am I going to do this? Oh, I know. I can have you email me. How's that sound?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Alicia?
Yes?
I'm going to have you email me your contact info, okay? Because I don't have a call screener, so I can't get you without, giving everybody your address and stuff. Can you email Vince your contact info, your email address?
Yes, sure. Crap. I don't have a pen. 1 second. I will be right back.
That's right. Go ahead. Take your time.
Let me go grab a pen and I'll write it down.
No, take your time. It's all good.
Okay. What is Vince's email address then?
Do you want contact, Vince?
Yeah, contact's fine at #android.com.
Yeah, contact at #android.com.
Okay.
Sound good?
Contact at. Okay, so it's just contact at #android.com.
You got it, girl. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. We'll send you that hat right out.
Outstanding. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
You rock. Have fun. Be safe. Be warm. Oh, my gosh. South Dakota. What's in South Dakota? Is there anything in South Dakota?
Not North Dakota.
They got mountains? I don't know, man. South Dakota is one of those states that you don't hear much about.
One of those Dakotas, I think, has some. Where's the man?
North Dakota has the Mount
Rushmore, right?
Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I think it's in North Dakota. That might be in South Dakota.
Who knows? We're typical Americans don't even know.
I know, yeah. What's the capital of South Dakota?
North Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota, Central Dakota. Rob is asking if you got his info. Did you get his info?
Yes, sir.
All right. 347-838-9645 is the number. We're going to take one more. We got some cool Andy magnets, Android, bug droid magnets to give away. Let's pull up area code 267. 267, you're on the air. Who's this?
My name's Jim.
Hi, Jim. How are you, Jim?
I'm good, fellas. I got no complaints. It's good to see you back on the air, man. I used to look forward to the Wednesday nights, man. It's good to be watching this again.
God, it sounds like you're going to give me a hug or something, man. I kind of like that. That's kind of creepy. Damn it, Jim, I'm a
that's awesome.
prostitute. All right, Jim, you got yourself some Android magnets, man. Is that cool or what?
That's actually what I was hoping to get my hands on, man. Absolutely.
I'm glad I could please at least one person tonight. My wife will have to wait till tomorrow. Anyways, Jim, are you in the chat room?
Yeah, I'm J Lewis 894.
Cool. Do me a favor and message your address and contact details to #Android in the chat room, and Vince will take care of you and send those right out, okay?
All right, I appreciate it, fellas. You guys have a good night, man.
Hey, you too, brother. Hey, where are you calling from, man? Where are you?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Your Eagles just picked up our Oregon Ducks coach today.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this yet. We'll see who he brings in for the D, and then maybe we have something special. I don't know.
You know, the Ducks. I'm in Tacoma, right by Seattle. Portland.
Okay.
Or the Ducks are just right down the street. They're in Eugene, so they're about a 4-hour drive. But there's a lot of Duck fans around here, and they've got a really good football program. So you could have done a lot worse. How's that?
Yeah, I'm sure we could have, the way it was looking. So at least we got some big name out of it.
Think of it this way: you could be a Jets fan, okay, and everything is better. All right, man. Have yourself a good one, dude. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. I like giving away stuff. I love it when you guys call, because I like to just sit and bullshit with you dudes about anything. Football, hockey, all good. So, Scotty, how is the Yankees farm system doing over there? Jason, you can kiss my lily white ass. Let's go ahead and let's close this show down. So, Vince has got everybody's contact info. We're done. Vince, anything you want to say before we get off the air here, buddy?
Nope. Just make sure you're following us on Google+, Twitter, whatever you got.
Yeah, read our stuff, man. Read Vince's stuff. He puts a lot of work into the writing. He's a busy guy. So read his stuff. Subscribe to our RSS. Again, if you want to make sure that you don't miss these live broadcasts, videocasts, hangouts, whatever the hell we're calling them nowadays, you got to follow us on our Google Plus page. We've got a Google Plus community. Just look for #Android. Make sure you got a circle, and I send out an invite, a reminder, every Wednesday to let you know that we're doing this. And I love seeing your pretty, beautiful, smiling chat names in the chat. Whatever. Anyways, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. You guys are great. We love our fans. We love people who interact with us, because we're going to interact with you. This is the Android Show, episode number 45, here on #Android for January 16th, 2013. We are done. It's a little bit after 7 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you join us next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Shit, do it every Wednesday. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I promise you guys, we will do an Android After Dark sometime this month. I don't know. I haven't ran it past Vince if I can do it on # yet, but we'll do it regardless, one way or the other. And if you've missed out on a After Dark, if you've never been there for one, it's a whole nother level of awesome. So we love you guys. Take care. I will see you next week. Don't forget to check us out at #Android.com. Subscribe to our RSS, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. Shit, I don't know what we got. Love you guys. Thanks for everything.